Come on, fellow man. So, let's talk about more for less. It gets super hot out here in Texas. Super hot. And the land is doing great. But I want to reduce the amount of space that I use versus the amount of food I get. So, this side, this garden, is pretty much packed. It's pretty much packed. I could put a couple more things in here, but not much because it's pretty full. I put vining plants in there and I put, tall plants with small plants. The only thing that's separate is the potatoes. The potatoes look like they're doing good. So, sweet potatoes, they're starting to run too. There they are. Now, this side is good, I think. I can put, let me go and put something on because mosquitoes are getting me. I could put a couple more vining plants along here before I put that tarp out. And I have some right here. It's a little late. I am in zone, wait a minute. I'm in zone 1. Zone 1, September, February, outdoor planting. Okay, that's weird. What is this? Cucumbers? I need to go out now. I don't know what this pack is talking about. And this one is for October. How long does it take? 115 days for it to germinate. And these cucumbers take 2 months. Cucumbers are good. So I'm in May. So if I plant these cucumbers now, I should have something by July. It's going to be super hot. Super hot. And I'm going to put a couple of seeds right here. So you all stay with me. And let's see. I guess I'll put a couple of pumpkin over there with the cushaw. I'm just trying to get the most bang for my buck. I can walk where the tarp is to go and harvest. And here I have these ditches in between each one because I held it. So let's go ahead and get these seeds in, and they're gonna germinate because they germinate. They just do. It's early in the morning. My birds are already complaining. I don't see any birds of prey out yet. I guess they're taking a nap from their discoveries yesterday. So cucumbers are going over here. Normally I start these inside, but cucumbers grow. I'll put about 6 seeds out. There used to be a time where I would plant the whole thing, 2, 4, 6, 7, maybe 8. I would plant the whole pack of seeds. I don't do that anymore. It's not necessary. You're just gonna have too much. I did that with the loofah, but I use my loofah seeds, and I have a lot of them. So here we go. Let's see here, Jamaica. Okay. Now I see where I planted some more, but that was on the other row. So they'll be up in a couple of, maybe a week. They don't take long. Cucumbers do not take long to come up. I haven't watered this yard yet, but that's why I didn't, because I wanted to put the seeds in, and I'm getting dirty, but I'm not getting as dirty. Now on the other side is not working for its keep. We're gonna fix that though. There's a lot of weeds there, and my opinion, if a weed can grow there, so can one of my plants. That's my philosophy. So let's go over to the other side and let's put these pumpkins in. I've never grown pumpkins on this land, never. Grown cushaw, I've grown crucial, I've grown butternut squash, and I've even had some zucchini come up, but I have not had pumpkin. So let's go ahead and do this. So, jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. Yay! The stick is not sticking. Ground is harder than I thought. Let me go and get a trowel. So you may say to yourself, oh, that's not a lot of work at all. It's not. The work comes when you have to come and weed, and you have to water it every day. I mean to put 2 seeds in there. That's where the work comes in. So let me cover this back up. Looking for my dog, making sure she's not doing anything bad. I need to get this closer to this tarp. And I'm gonna put a seed there. And I'll put 2 seeds there. Moving on. And just like that, we're done. At least with that part. That was the easy one because seeds are easy. Philomena, come on. Seeds are super easy. They're all easy, but seeds are easier than most. So let me grab my other shovel. I started using this narrow shovel. What is this called? A transplanting spade. Instead of the shovel that I was using. I think it works better in some cases. So we need to look at what we have on our grow table. I was looking out here last night and I was like, Jamerica, you have way too many things on this table. So I just transplanted these and bring them outside. They were in those small little cups and they were getting too big and they were looking like they wanted to topple over like these did. These are the spoon tomatoes. Those go over on the other side for the chickens. And then I have, let's see, I have some kale here and I have some bell peppers. So let's go and look at the other side. Come on, Philomena. Bring my tools over there. It feels like it's gonna rain. Let me close this door. I'm all over the place this morning, huh? All right. So let's see. Go through Lovely Lane. Yay! Things have gotten a lot better. It's still pretty bad out here as far as the bug damage, but I can see where it's not getting any worse. So that stuff I put down apparently is working. So this garden bed is not packed. It's not. And the weeds are taking over. And I was gonna keep this kale out here, but I don't think so because it looks super bad and it's bringing bugs. So I'm gonna pull that up. So that's a space. That that looks bad. It looks so bad. I'm gonna give it to the chickens. It's full of snails and pill bugs. It's gotta go. So I'm gonna dig all of this up. And then over here, we're gonna dig all of this up. Yeah. Some of it looks good. Doesn't look like they're touching any of the nightshades, but all of the brassicas are all ate up. So we're gonna get this. I mean, I've used this. I've gotten my fill of these kale, so I'm gonna get it up. And I'll put a bunch of nightshades out of here because it doesn't seem like they like nightshades. None of the nightshades are bit up right now, at least. So let's get to it, all right? I am not gonna waste my brassicas. I'm gonna feed it to the chicken, so it's gonna get used. Oh, and this ladybug out here. Oh, I miss ladybug. Philomena, get over here. Morning. Jamerica, you're a grumpy lady in the morning. I tell you what. Grumpy, grumpy, grumpy. It's not their fault you have to weed. I'm gonna soak this in some water and then I'll give it to them because it's pretty beat up. They look really bad, but they'll eat it. They'll eat it. You're in there complaining while I'm out here slaving. Look a lot better now that I washed them off, huh? Maybe I should have kept them. They might come back anyway. The stem's still in the ground. Okay, I'm gonna toss this out. The chickens will go through it. And I have other things to do with this water. Feed my plants with it. Well, let's get started. I should have brought my gloves. Pull all this stuff out. Let me go get my gloves because I saw a snake out here. I'll be right back. So I've been out there all morning. It's starting to it's a good thing I went out there early today because today is going to hit around 90. It's about 70-ish degrees now. I have these on because I've been getting bit up by mosquitoes. So I bought these sleeves, right? And I'm not affiliated with this product at all. You get them on Amazon. But this is a gardener's sleeve. And you can pull it all the way down to here. And the way the bugs are this year, go ahead and get them. Make sure you get a light material because mosquitoes, are attracted to dark colors. Just saying, you know. But these things, these gardener sleeves, I don't know, type that in. I forget how I searched it on Amazon. I think I put in gardener sleeves. They are a lifesaver because the mosquitoes were out today. Now, I don't think I got bit. I have on a little bit of repellent. I think my ankles got bit a little bit, but you know, what can you do? We went out there today, and today's video is about things are not going to always be organized in the way you do things. You just have to start. I mean, you plant organized. I organize my plants somewhat because sometimes I don't mark them. But when you're planting out there, sometimes you're going to have to weed, plant while you're weeding, prune some of the plants. If you see some dead foliage, you might have to take some plants out because they're so diseased or just not any good anymore. Sometimes you have to just let them go. And all of that is a part of life. You can't plan for something that you have. I mean, we have control, or we can think we have control, but we really don't. The plant is another life source. It has its own life. Some of them, you know, there's a time to be alive and a time for you to just let the plant go. And I had to do that today with a couple of the kale that I gave it to the chicken, so it didn't go to waste. I took all the leaves off. I left the root in the ground. I might have to chop that off because that brings pill bugs. Although I'm gonna put some snail bait out there, but the snail bait does not get rid of the pill bugs. Pill bugs are attracted to degrading stuff, and they were all over that kale, which would have brought bugs into the rest of my garden. So I had to get rid of them. So I broke them off, and you'll see that in the video. But you can't always be organized. You can't always say, I'm just gonna do this today. I'm gonna weed today. That's all I'm gonna do. Because then you'll see other things and you have to take care of it right there on the spot. So when you see the video, you're gonna see me start off talking about, you know, planting some tomatoes and what else did I have out there? Scotch bonnet. I'm trying to clear this area out. But I had to also prune some tomatoes. I had to go out there and weed some weeds around some of the foliage that was out there, the beans and tomatoes that were out there, and the eggplant, and just overall give it a check. Check it out and see what's growing, what's not doing well. If it's not doing well to the point where it's drawing unwanted attention, because I've seen ladybugs out there, which is wonderful. But the pill bugs were all over that kale. So, I mean, I just said, you know what? I have more kale on the table. So, you know, I have replacements. And I left the stalk there. So if it wants to grow healthy leaves back, that's fine. I tried everything with that kale. I put diatomaceous earth on it. I threw some snail bait on it to get rid of the snails. And after the snails went away, the pill bugs came because the plants were so damaged. And I've harvested from those kale since last year. That's last year's kale. Kale doesn't go away. I left the stump in there, but if I see pill bugs on those stumps of the kale that I just broke off, I'm gonna get rid of it. If it starts growing leaves back, I'm gonna leave it alone. Just depends. I'm letting nature do whatever nature does. But all those leaves that were infested, they're all in there with the chickens who are now searching through it for bugs and everything else. They eat the leaves and the bugs. You know, chickens eat vegetables. They eat everything, almost everything we eat. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get to it. Okay, I have two more for here. Then we got to go to the other side and put the brassicas out. Let me pull some more weeds, huh? I don't like pulling weeds.
Yeah, the hospital's right up the street, so that's a good thing. The hospital right up the street, so that would have been my first speeding ticket. Oh, yeah.
All right, I had to take a little breaky break. Let's go back out here and finish up. What I regret is putting basil in different places, and now I need it near my tomatoes. I have one little piece of basil over here that I'm gonna put with my tomatoes. I'm trying to see if I see any more over here. I don't think so. I just see two. Just see two. Mosquito is following me. So, all right. Here's the weed pile that we pulled up just a minute ago, and we have three more plants. Two Scotch bonnets and one little measly piece of basil. So let's go ahead and get it in. So because I only have one, I'm gonna put it dead in the center. Hopefully that'll be enough. Messing up my hair. Here it is. I'm just making it big enough for this thing to fit in there. Although there's roots all over the place, I gotta dig a bigger hole. I gotta dig a bigger hole. Yeah, I wish I brought my shovel. Wow. Snail. Okay. Just get it in there. Okay, we have our basil planted. While I'm down here, do a little bit of weeding. Okay. There we go. So we have all of our tomatoes planted in, and we have that one piece of basil planted in. I did some weeding. Now I have the 2 Scotch bonnet that are in here. And I have to figure. Okay, so let me move this. Make sure there's no snakes here. And put that there. Pull this out. Listen to the birds. Beautiful sound. Okay, Scotch bonnet. One more. One thing I know for sure is that gardening is not easy. It's not always going to be easy, and you're not going to be clean all the time. I used to have manicured nails. First thing is I got up some of the weeds. I'm not a good weeder, guys. I'm a bad weeder. I'm a bad weeder, but I got a lot of it up. All right. I don't want to pull up too many because look, my tomatoes are on the ground. I do not want them touching the soil. I already had to pick off some of the leaves because they were turning yellow. See that? That's from touching the ground. So these have been here for about a month and a half. I picked some of them up off of the ground, and you can see what happens when they touch the ground. They don't look too good when they touch the ground. So I just picked those off, and I put some smaller tomatoes here. As you can see, here they are. But the big ones are coming up, and they're still flowering. I have to get as many tomatoes as I can before the Texas heat comes out, because all of the flowers are going to fall off when it gets over 100 degrees. Today we have a high of 90. It's just the way it is out here. It might drop back down to 70 a couple of more times, but for the majority of the summer it's going to be hot and all of my flowers will fall off. However, because these are indeterminate, these cherry tomatoes, they will flower again. All I have to do is make sure I keep on watering it and keep it alive, which is why I like indeterminate. Some people like the bigger tomatoes, which there are some here. See this? Here's the big ones, right? However, most of the big tomatoes that you plant are not indeterminate. They're determinate tomatoes, which means they only flower one time, and if the heat hits the flowers, these little babies right here, all of them look kind of alike. If the heat hits these flowers, they just fall off. And if the flowers fall off, well, you don't get any fruit, except with indeterminate. Indeterminate will not fruit, or will fruit very little during the Texas heat, and that is temperatures around 100 degrees. However, once the heat subsides around October, November, you'll get more tomatoes for November, December, until we get a freeze. A lot of people think that tomato plants are annual plants, which means they live 1 year. That is not true necessarily. I've had tomato plants for at least 3 years. Looks like they're perennials, guys. It's the cold that kills them, just like any other nightshade. I'm not sure about the eggplant because this is the first time I'm planting eggplant out here, and they're getting ready to flower also. But I do know that these pepper plants, if you keep them warm, you'll have them for years. So let me show you what I did. Here are the little tomato plants. These are blueberry tomatoes that I planted out here. See that? And I know it doesn't look the best. You know, there's still some weeds here. I'll just have to come out here again and weed again. But I planted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out there is number 6. Let me go in this little trench. That is number 6. So I have a lot of nightshades out here. I also have my beans. These are the contender beans that we planted a couple of weeks. Beans come up super quick and they're flowering. See this? Look at the little flowers. See that? Some people don't like harvesting beans. I don't mind. My knees don't bother me most of the time, so I don't have a problem with that. We also have callaloo out here. Callaloo, and I must have planted some other, I think these are, oh, what are these? They're either, I guess they'll tell me what they are, but I think they're, get this together, yeah, butternut, or, yeah, they look like butternut to me. And then there's some little ones right here that I interplanted. Those are cucumbers. So I believe over there is some melon. So you can plant your viney plants as a ground cover for some of these other crops. And the reason why you want to do that is because you don't want to weed all the time. Look at this bed over here where I just pulled up all of that kale. I didn't pull it up, I just broke it off, and it might come back. I'm going to plant some other stuff here after I finish weeding it. After I finish getting all of this stuff up. And it doesn't take much to get these. Now this is Johnson grass. This is gonna be hard to get up. But the rest of this stuff, look, you just grab it and go. See that? And I am going to also put some more snail bait out because I see them. See them? They're here. They're here hiding out. Send them to the bucket of death. Here are the sweet potato patch. They look like they're doing fine. I intermingled some beans with them also, so they look happy together, right? They look happy to me, that little patch. So all I have here is land, empty land, to go ahead and plant in. I have to decide what I want. I need to clear my tables, so it'll probably be something that has already come up. Another thing I want to make you aware of is if you have snakes, which I do not put cardboard down. Do not. They hide under it, and when you move the cardboard, they'll come out and surprise you. So be careful of that. In any case, I'm just going to pull another couple of weeds while I'm here. Now I'm uncovering a million snail. Not too happy about that. So I think we've done enough for this video. My dog scared me. I jumped like the devil. How you doing, Philomena? Huh? You such a pretty dog. It's not the best, but I just do the best I can, right? Little by little, you get it done. Every day you do a little bit, or you do what you can every day. Do not overexert yourself. If you could only put one plant in, well, that's one plant closer to where you were before. And one plant produces a whole bunch. Look at this one, 1 million tomatoes on this. You see that? There's tomatoes here, tomatoes here, tomatoes right here. So one plant can give you about a pound, more than a pound, of tomatoes if you're planting tomatoes. If you're planting other things, I mean, everything produces. Just get it in the ground little by little. One plant at a time. That's all you can do, that's all you can do. If you can put 20 in, do that too. But don't put yourself into muscle failure like me. This is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. I thank you guys for being with me, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.